actually previously it was I wrote at minus Cj inverse alpha I, but it is minus Cj inverse Ci. Actually, I simplified them. My means minus Cj inverse C1 as P1, minus Cj inverse C2 as P2, minus Cj inverse Cj minus 1 as Pj minus 1, minus Cj inverse Cj plus 1 as Pj plus 1, except the coefficient of beta, which was actually Cj inverse, and now I consider as Pj. So what we got previously in the statement, we have seen that beta can be expressed as linear combination of alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n, and now we got that alpha j can be expressed as a linear combination of alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha j minus 1, beta, alpha j plus 1, alpha n. So we got that alpha j is a linear combination of this. We have to show what? We have to show this is a new basis. For that, we have to show this is linearly independent first. And to show linearly independent, the first thing is to consider this linear combination d1 alpha. How to show that this set is linearly independent? For that, you have to consider a linear combination like this: d1 alpha 1, d2 alpha 2, dj minus 1 alpha j minus 1 plus dj beta plus dn alpha n equal to theta. Let us consider this linear combination where each of these scalar belongs to the field. Now, up to alpha j minus 1, no problem. But we have a specific expression for beta, which is this. আমরা বিটার একটা পার্টিকুলার এক্সপ্রেশন জানি, যেটা হচ্ছে এটা c1 alpha 1, c2 alpha 2, cj alpha j, this one. এবার দেখো, now what is the coefficient alpha 1 here? d1. What is the coefficient alpha 1 here? dj c1. মানে alpha 1 এর কোফিশিয়েন্ট কি? d1, আর এখান থেকে alpha 1 এর কোফিশিয়েন্ট কি পেলা? dj c1. What is the coefficient of alpha 2? d2. What is the coefficient of alpha 2? dj c2. What is the coefficient of alpha j minus 1? dj minus 1. What is the coefficient of alpha j minus 1? dj cj minus 1. Next, dj cj alpha j, dj plus 1, dj cj plus 1 alpha j plus 1, dn dj cn alpha n. মানে গ্রুপ করে নিলাম একসঙ্গে, just taking them combined together equal to theta. Now, as we all know, in the statement it is already mentioned that alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n, this whole set is linearly independent. What does it mean? It means their corresponding coefficient, each of them must be 0. Each of them must be 0. So this is 0, this is 0, this is 0. This is also 0. This is also 0. So dj cj 0 means dj 0. Why? dj cj 0 means dj 0 because cj non-zero. dj cj 0 imply করবে dj টা 0 কেন কি cj টা non-zero. Now if dj becomes 0, then this all becomes 0. Then this dj c1, dj c2, dj cj minus 1, dj, every term including that includes dj will be 0. So what remains? d1, d2, dj minus 1, all this remains, and each of them now becomes 0. So each of them now become 0. So you'll get dj 0 for all, dj 0 and di 0 for all I equal to 1 to n. And this proves that this set is linearly independent. This proves that this set is linearly independent. Now what we have to show? We have to show that this set also spans the vector space V. In the statement it is given that alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n is a basis, so it already spans V. Now let us consider that alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n set as S, and this new set which I want to prove it as a basis, এই যে নতুন সেটটা যেটাকে আমি বেসিস হিসেবে প্রমাণ করব, সেটাকে তুমি টি ধরে নাও, টি ইকুয়াল টু দিস। সিন্স বিটা ইজ এ লিনিয়ার কম্বিনেশন অফ দ্য ভেক্টর অফ এস, যেহেতু বিটা হচ্ছে এস এর প্রত্যেকটা মেম্বারের লিনিয়ার কম্বিনেশন, দ্যাট মিনস অ্যান্ড বিটা ইজ এ মেম্বার অফ টি. Since beta is a linear combination of every member of S and beta is a member of T, so L of T subset of L of S. This is a theorem. And since again by this result, since alpha j is a linear combination of every member of T, alpha j is a linear combination of every member of T and alpha j is a member of S, so the reverse inequality will also hold, Ls subset of Lt. Now Lt subset of Ls and Ls subset of Lt together imply that they are equal, Ls equal to Lt, and since we all know Ls is V, so now Lt will be V. So now we prove that T spans V and T is linearly independent. So altogether it is a basis. So this completes the proof of replacement theorem. So now the next thing is dimension of a vector space. This dimension of a vector space. Dimension of a vector space is very simple. If you have 5 vectors in a basis of a vector space, then dimension is 5. If you have 3 vectors in a basis of a vector space, then dimension is 3. If you have n vectors in a basis of a vector space V, then dimension is n. একটা ভেক্টর স্পেসের বেসিসে যে কটি ভেক্টর থাকবে সেটি হবে তার ডাইমেনশন. Number of vectors present in a basis of a vector space will be the dimension of that vector space. This is the definition. This is the definition. Now let us come to the final theorem of this vector space chapter, extension theorem. Extension theorem. And after this I'll show you few applications of these few theorems that I did, beginning from the replacement, deletion, extension, all this. Now coming to the last segment theorem, extension theorem. The statement says a linearly independent set of vectors in a finite dimension. Finite dimensional, this term means number of vectors present in the basis will be finite. Finite dimensional এই কথাটার মানেই হচ্ছে যে বেসিসের মধ্যে কিন্তু ফাইনাইট নাম্বার অফ ভেক্টরসই থাকবে, ইনফাইনাইট হতে পারে না. A linearly independent set of vectors in a finite dimensional vector space V over F is either a basis of V or it can be extended to a basis of V. একটি ভেক্টর স্পেসের, the statement says that a linearly independent set of vectors in a vector space is either a basis or it can be extended to a basis. মানে তোমরা যদি একটা লিনিয়ারলি ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট সেট পাও একটা ভেক্টর স্পেসের, তাহলে হয় সেটা বেসিস হবে, না হয় সেটাকে এক্সটেন্ড করে বেসিস বানানো যাবে. মানে একটা সেট যদি লিনিয়ারলি ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট হয়, দেন ইট উইল আইদার বি আ বেসিস or it can be extended to a basis when if the dimension is finite. If the dimension is finite, this is very much important. Now coming to the proof. For the proof, let us consider a linearly independent set alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n in V. So for basis, how many conditions you require? Basis হওয়ার জন্য কটা কন্ডিশন লাগে? দুটো কন্ডিশন. First condition is it must be linearly independent. Second condition is it must spans the whole vector space V. So obviously you have to choose the first condition to go ahead with this theorem. তোমাকে linearly independent ধরতেই হবে থিওরেমটা প্রসিড করার জন্য, সেটা obvious. So I assume this set as linearly independent set. Now LS being the smallest subset containing S, as we did this theorem earlier, that linear span of a set is the smallest subspace containing the set S. So LS must contain in V. So this is obvious. So if S spans V, that means LS equal to V, then we are done. S is the basis. So nothing to prove. But if LS not equal to V, not equal to V means if LS subset of V. Achha, now let us elaborate this area. If LS subset of V, then V, let's say V is this and this is let's say LS. So there must be some element over here. এখানে কিছু আছে, V টা বড়, LS টা ছোট, তাহলে এর মাঝখানে কিছু এলিমেন্ট আছে. তার মানে কি, if we delete LS from V, the set will not become empty, set will be non-empty. তুমি যদি V এর থেকে LS বাদ দিয়ে দাও, কিছু এলিমেন্ট তাও পড়ে থাকবে, that will be non-empty. So if LS be a proper subset of V, that means not equal to V, then this difference is non-empty. Let's say ধরে নাও এই ডিফারেন্স একটা ভেক্টর আছে বিটা. Let's say beta is a member of this difference. Now I prove that adding this vector beta will not change the linearly independent part in the set. How? Let us consider the relation again, linear combination C1 alpha 1, C2 alpha 2, CR alpha R, and let's say B will be the new scalar with beta equal to theta, the null vector. Let us first assume B equal to 0. Assume B equal to 0. Why? Because if B non-zero, then its inverse exists. And if its inverse exists, then we can express beta as a linear combination of these vectors. যদি B non-zero হয়, তাহলে আমরা B inverse apply করলে আমরা বিটাকে বাকি ভেক্টরগুলো লিনিয়ার কম্বিনেশন হিসেবে লিখতে পারবো. If we express beta as a linear combination of all these vectors, then beta belongs to this span. Beta belongs to this span, which is a contradiction. Why? because I choose beta outside from ls. I choose beta outside from ls. Why this contradiction? Because of this non-zero assumption. That means our conclusion that beta b equal to 0 is exactly correct. Now that means the linear independence of the set this and b equal to 0 together apply. C1, C2, CR equal to B0. Therefore, S1 is, this is linearly independent. And again, L1, LS1 subset of B. আবার দেখো যদি এর স্প্যানটা ভি এর সঙ্গে সমান তাহলে বেসিস হয়ে যাবে, না হলে কি হবে, না হলে আবার চেঞ্জ করতে হবে। এই করে করে তোমরা আগাতে পারবা। তার মানে কি S1টা একটা এক্সটেনশন পেয়ে গেলাম। দেখো এস এর মধ্যে আলফা 1, আলফা 2, আলফা আর ছিল। ইন এস you are having vectors alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha r. And now I have add beta and still it is linearly independent. Now if it spans B, it will be a basis and it is an extension of S. If not, again we'll repeat the process and ultimately তুমি repeat করতে করতে at the end you will get a basis. Why? Because it is finite dimensional. This is finite dimensional. This is the importance of the term finite dimensional. Finite dimensional এই কথাটার ইম্পর্টেন্সই এখানে যে তুমি এক্সটেন্ড করতে 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 একটা জায়গায় থেমে তোমাকে থামতেই হবে। You have to stop somewhere and you will get definitely a basis there. Clear? So this completes the proof of all the theorems. Now coming to the example part. Find a basis for the vector space R3 that contains the vector 1, 2, 0 and 1, 3, 1. Find a basis for the vector space R3 that contains the vectors 1, 2, 0 and 1, 3, 1. তোমাকে R3 এর একটা বেসিস বের করতে হবে যার মধ্যে অলরেডি এই দুটো মেম্বার আছে। Now you tell me how many vectors there in R3? How many vectors must be present in a basis of R3? R3 এর বেসিসে কটা ভেক্টর থাকা উচিত? According to me 3. In the basis of R3, according to me, there are supposed to be 3 vectors and you have 2 already. That means you need one more. How to get one more? For that, you have to take the help of standard basis. What is the standard basis of R3? This is the standard basis. মনে রাখবে একটা ম্যাট্রিক্সের একটা আইডেন্টিটি ম্যাট্রিক্স যদি তোমার R2 থাকে, if you have R2, then you have this first row and the second row as the standard basis. If you have R3, then you have first row, second row and the third row as the standard basis. Call it as epsilon 1, epsilon 2, epsilon 3. Now let us choose alpha and beta. Then I consider alpha as this and beta as this. And try to write alpha as a linear combination of these 3 vector. দেখো এটার সঙ্গে যদি তুমি 1 মাল্টিপ্লাই করো, if you multiply 1 with epsilon 1 and 2 with epsilon 2 and 3 with epsilon 3, then you will get alpha. If you multiply 1 with epsilon 1, 2 with epsilon 2 and 3 with epsilon 3, then you will get alpha. Now tell me what is the coefficient of epsilon 1? 1. That means by replacement theorem we can replace epsilon 1 by alpha and get a new basis. কেন কি আমরা জানি epsilon 1, epsilon 2, epsilon 3 হচ্ছে স্ট্যান্ডার্ড বেসিস, চেক করার দরকার নেই। এবার কি করলাম, আলফাকে এই তিনটা ভেক্টর দিয়ে রিপ্রেজেন্ট করলাম and while representing we got that the coefficient of epsilon 1 is non-zero. Epsilon 2 coefficient is also non-zero, but let's say consider epsilon 1 coefficient is non-zero, so we can replace epsilon 1 by alpha and get a new basis by replacement theorem. This is the application. Now try to write beta as a linear combination. You'll get what? 1 epsilon 1 because of this 1, 3 epsilon 2 and 1 epsilon 3. Clear? Oh, no. Because now the basis is not epsilon 1. Now the basis is alpha, epsilon 2, epsilon 3. So you choose beta as this. C1 alpha, C2 epsilon 2, C3 epsilon 3. তুমি বিটাকে এইভাবে নাও, নিয়ে তোমাকে C1, C2, C3 ভ্যালু বের করতে হবে। That is not at all very difficult task. What is beta? 1, 3, 1. What is beta? 1, 3, 1. What is alpha? C1, 1, 2, 0, C2, 0, 1, 0, C3, 0, 0, 1. So 1, 3, 1 equal to C1 plus 2, C1 plus C2, C3. লেখো C1 C2 নেই, C3 নেই, 2C1, C2, C1, C2 no, C3. Now compare, C1 is 1, 2C1 plus C2 is 3, C3 is 1. So if C1 is 1, if you put over here, you'll get C2 as 1. So all the scalars are getting, you got as 1. So if all the scalars are 1, all of them are non-zero. So coefficient of epsilon 2 is also non-zero. So if coefficient of epsilon 2 is also non-zero, you can replace epsilon 2 by beta and get a new basis. So look, you got alpha beta epsilon 3 as a new basis. তার মানে কি তোমরা R3 এর একটা বেসিস কি পেলে, আলফা বিটা এপসিলন 3, যেটা এই দুটো ভেক্টরকে কন্টেইন করে। The basis which contains these three vectors, alpha beta epsilon 3, which contains this two vector and one extra vector is a standard basis vector. Now I had to stop here because of the loss of network connection. The next 3 questions that I gave, I'll solve tomorrow and give you a video plus some more sums. Thank you.